Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your life path reading for September 2021 with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. So a quick note about these readings, the way that they're structured. I put out my first set of these last month and I realized that everybody kind of got lost in the melee. So let me explain to you how they're going to go. The first part of this video is going to be a general overview because we're looking at the universal month that all of us are existing under. Don't skip this because it's going to provide you an important context of how this fits into your personal life path reading, and more importantly, how this energy is going to affect you. And then I will go into what kind of energies and themes you can expect specifically for your life path number. So this first part in the beginning, yes, it's going to be the same for all videos, but you need to watch this because it's going to provide you that important backdrop to the entire painting of your life, let's say. All right, so this month, September, is a universal month 5, right? So 5 is fast, it's dynamic, it's passionate, it's very avant-garde in a lot of ways, and it's very much about being present. It's about being here in the now. It's about being embodied in your physical self, living through the senses, through what you can see, through what you can touch, through what you can taste, hear, smell, right? So this is a great month to stimulate and nourish your soul through your senses, whether that's eating good food, having good sex, buying yourself a really wonderful set of bed sheets that just feel so comfortable and zhuzhy, whether this is buying yourself an amazing glass of wine or a dress or a pair of trousers that fit really well. This is a very embodied energy. It's a very physical, a very sensual nature and sensual energy. Now, the number 5, when we talk about sensual, yes, it can be sensuality, sexuality, all of that. But when we talk about sensual, we're talking about the 5 senses of the body. Anything that stimulates those, anything that nourishes your soul through those energies is going to be highly favored for you and highly sought after by a lot of people this month. So I've got my trusty notes here as well. This is the number of energy, passion, vibrancy. It's also the number of travel. It's the number of freedom and liberation, right? So these are all things that people are going to be a lot more interested in this month, which makes total sense to me. What I will say as well, we might see this or talks about these kinds of things on the wider world situation. So we might see people, maybe the people are demanding more freedom, or maybe a revision of the rules, or, different ideas or ways of doing things when it comes to those things. I also feel like as well, we're going to see some sort of development in the travel world. I've been talking about this a lot this year in general, and not just because of the pandemic, but because of the way that things are moving in general. So that being said, 5 is also very technical, right? It's dynamic, it's advancing, it's liberating, it's confrontational and even competitive. So you might find that these are energies that you come up against in the world in some way, shape or form. You might find that the way that people approach things are more competitive than usual. Even people that you kind of know aren't really that way inclined will have that kind of edge to them where they want to get ahead, they want to push ahead, they want to bring things, maybe new things into the fore. So I diverge from the usual planetary associations to the number 5. So a lot of people postulate that it's not, but for me 5 is very mercurial and very Uranian. A lot of people postulate that the number 4 is Uranus ruled, and that doesn't sit right with me. And the beauty of these systems is you can change and adapt them to the ways that they speak to you. 5 is technical, it's advancing, it's freedom loving, it's liberation, it's travel and movement. Those sound like Mercury and Uranus to me. They don't sound like Saturn. They don't sound like, anyway, that's a debate for a whole other day. But that being said, those for me are the ruling planetary energies for this number. Now, This month is definitely going to pack a bit more of a punch. Why? 2021 itself is a 5-year. This month is a universal month 5. So we're all under this double hit of this 5 energy. So this energy of competition, this energy of needing to get ahead, this energy of being physically stimulated in some way, shape or form is going to be really heightened. You might find that the anxiety, if you suffer from anxiety, I know I do, if you have that kind of thing, this month you might find that it's kind of through the roof. You might find that it's more pervasive than usual, and if that is the case, I invite you to do something physical, do something with your body, jump, dance, right? Go running, go to the gym, have sex with your partner, have sex with a random stranger if you want to. Yeah, I don't condone promiscuity, but you get my point. This is all about utilizing your body and letting your body lead the way. It's not so much about sitting down and planning. All of that was last month with the 4 energy. We're in a 5 month now. This is about doing. It's about action. It's about movement and passion and desire. Now, I will say to you as well, if you've got something to start this month, I would say that it's actually kind of highly favored or blessed. There's a feeling this month that even though it is the 5 energy, which isn't necessarily known for sticking around or sticking to things, there's a sense that the way that this month combines with the overall energy of the year, if you start something this month, it has a lot more oomph, it has a lot more chance of success. And I believe that's because we've got the sun in Virgo this month. We've also got, mostly in Virgo this month, we've also got Mercury in his home sign where he's happy, but then he's going to dip into Libra. So he's going from a sign where he's exalted and then moving into a sign that he actually does well in because it's a fellow air sign. So in a lot of ways, and yes, Mercury is going to go retrograde this month, but in a lot of ways I actually feel like this is quite a beneficial month for starting new projects, certainly ones that you want to start with a bang so that you can, you know, make as much headway as possible. The way that I'm seeing this in my mind, it's kind of like, you know, the swimmers, when they get to the end and they flip over and they kick off of the thing, like the more kick you get from that wall, the less energy you kind of waste swimming, right? And then once you feel yourself slowing down, then you can get into it. It kind of feels like that to me. So this is a month, like I said, for action, interact rather than plan. What I will say as well, speaking of doing, get physical. Dance, jump, run, skip, you know, like I said, all of those things. It is an energy to liberate yourself in some way, shape or form. So if there's something or someone or a connection of some sort that's been bogging you down, this month it will feel even more stifling, and this can create that kind of, you know what, I'm out, right? So just be aware that this energy is floating around so that you can find a way to manage it. Now, this is also a number that makes people a lot more passionate and a lot more vocal. It also sees people wanting more fun, right? So if you see people being more hedonistic than usual, it wouldn't surprise me at all, actually. So just be aware that that might be an energy around. Characteristics of this number: powerful, vibrant, energetic, sexual, sensual, and materially charged, right? So if you find that, you know, you yourself want to consume more, find a way to do that and the reason being is, it's like, give me sensation. And if you don't give me sensation, I will find everything to fill that need for sensation, and I will grab it and I will hold on to it. And so I invite you this month, if you feel yourself feeling like, I've got to spend money, or I've got to do this, I've got to do that, feed your soul with something sensual, with this, you know, with your hands. It doesn't just have to be, because 5 is the number of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, as they say. And it doesn't have to be those things, although it can be very escapist, and when it runs away with itself, it can really run away with itself. So this is why I say, be in your body and feed it and nourish it through the senses this month, and that will tap you into this energy and have you using it right. All right, so what else have I got here? Things that you need to look at. Are your plans too rigid? Do they need to evolve? Are you living your life to the fullest? Are you really sucking the marrow out of the bones, as it were? That is 5 energy. It lives to be bold, to be dynamic, but to connect to everything and anyone properly, right? To be present in the physical self, to be present in the moment is a very 5 energy. Live, laugh, have sex, eat good food. One thing that I will say with 5 energy as well, connect to as many different people as you possibly can, whether this is people overseas, whether it's from people from different backgrounds, different religions, different everything. The more stimulus you have that is different from your everyday routine, the better. And this month, create new routines. If you know something is outdated, outmoded, or just outworn, get rid of it, all right? That really is the best way for you to get ahead this month. What I like to say to people as well, easy ways to utilize this energy: cook from a different continent every other day. You know, one day you're cooking Chinese, the next you're cooking South African, then Greek, you know, Italian, like literally just switch it up and keep switching it up. That will help alleviate some of this, you know, restless tension, as will the physical stuff, right? So get doing something. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Stick around for your personal life path reading and we will get into it. Take care and I'll see you in a moment. Hello, you wonderful Life Path 1 person. Welcome to your personal reading for September 2021. All right, so let's get into it. 5 and 1 definitely have a lot of overlaps in their energy. They're both very powerful, both very dynamic in their own ways. 1 energy tends to be about me, whereas 5 energy tends to be about we. It's about me through the guise of others, or rather me through the guise of how I connect to others. And that's quite important to realize as a bit of a distinction. So that really suggests to me as well, the way that these numbers combine for you over the course of this month, you are feeling like maybe there's a bit more responsibility. Now, wanting to take the lead, wanting, you know, having people come to you, and it will be a lot of people this month. You might find that people are more drawn to your leadership or will just defer to you. Now, being in that top spot or that leadership role is nothing new to you guys. But it's going to be more will be required of you this month than simply just being a leader. There's going to be a depth of feeling and care that will be required as well. It's not just about delegating, it's about delegating, showing, hand-holding maybe as well. You might even find you need to do a bit of that. You'll also need to take a minute to understand where your support is going to be best served. So this month you've really got to, it's not even about picking and choosing, it's more a case of being really sure and really aware of how people need your help, what their specific learning styles might be. If you're a teacher, let's say, right now, if you're a teacher, you're already very well versed in that stuff. If you're not a teacher, you need to the way that you approach things this month, especially being in that top position or being a leader, you have to consider that each person is, you know, not just is everybody's an individual, but more than that, each person has their own specific style or way of taking things on board. And so therefore they will also need their own specific style of support from you. It might be emotional support for some people, a shoulder to cry on. It might be that you take the reins in a situation that comes up unexpectedly and requires your attention. And you might find that there's a fair few things like that this month that happen. The way that these energies combine means that in a lot of ways this month you're going to be more of service. So even if you are in that leadership role, you're having to take that leadership role in service of the people that you are leading. It's not enough just to, like I said, to delegate or to say, you do this, you do this. It's we're going to do this, and this is everybody's specific part or role. On the lighter side, you might be more compassionate, more open, ready to take things slower this month as well. You might really feel the need to slow things down actually in all walks of life so that you can really gain a good or deeper understanding. And I actually think for you personally, this could be really great. And it's funny the way that this interacts, because the sun, your ruling planetary energy, is in the sign of Virgo, which is all about precision and details, doing things in a detail-orientated manner. It's about slowing things down and really observing, okay, what is it that actually needs to be done, and what is it that, excuse me, what is working, what isn't, how do we sort the wheat from the chaff? So really interesting observation there with the way that this happens. Excuse me. It will see you being more, some of you may very well be more ready for romance, whether that is seeking it or making more time for it. So in love, this is an energy that can create a harmonious and a tender energy within your relationships, all interpersonal relationships at that, especially familial and personal relationships. You're warmer somehow this month, you're kinder, you're more open, you're more understanding, you're more giving, you're more supportive in a lot of ways. Now, what I will say, pay attention to the partner's needs. It'll also be... it will let you know, sorry, I've got my notes here. It will let you know what they've been missing or needing from you that you might have neglected of late. And I think this is really, really important to pay attention to, because it's going to show you where some of the gaps are. If you're single, this could definitely be a month where you find someone that comes from a different culture, a foreign background. It could also be a month where you start to understand what you need on those physical, sensual and sexual levels. And it's really important to get into this stuff, right? And I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and often people are like, oh my God, did Raf just say that? Yes, I did. Right? We are human beings, we are mammals, we are just normal, you know, every single one of us. It doesn't matter how gifted you are, how spiritual, we are all just mammals at the end of the day. And it's really important to understand what turns you on and how, so that you can not only find somebody that resonates with that, but also so that you can teach your partners how to love you. And the thing that I often say to people that really shocks them is everybody has kinks. That's not to say that you have to suddenly start getting kinky or anything like that, you know, breaking out the whips and chains. It's just saying that everybody has something that might be considered not run of the mill. And getting to know those aspects of yourself is very important so that you can love them rather than judge them. Anyway, that's, you know, for a whole other topic of video. For your money this month, you might see yourself being and feeling a lot more giving, a lot more generous. You might find that stuff pops up for other people this month that might see you needing to support them financially in some way. Just be sure that it's money that you have to give, all right? Now, there might be a powerful drive to make more money this month, or to find ways to secure your future. I actually like this for Life Path 1 people, because it gets you sort of, it's more about enjoying life, right? So it's like, okay, how do I enjoy these sensual aspects of life, but how do I do that responsibly? You know, and you'll be, you know, you might be very much into the budget this month as well. Now, when it comes to work, there's an air of devotion about you this month, where you just feel the need to give the best of yourself, where you feel the need to really deliver and develop the best of yourself so that you can be better for work. You're very aware of the social costs of what you do, or the benefits to other people this month. So if you work for yourself, you could be your own best salesperson. Like, you are aware 100% of the value that you give and the benefits that people gain from what you do. Same as if you're employed actually as well. It's going to see you being kind to those that you work with and playing a more supportive role than maybe they're used to seeing from you, right? Because you're acting, even though you're acting in that leadership role, you're acting from a place of like, I'm the glue that's going to bind all of this together. It may also be that your loyalty is tested this month, and as such it sees you defending what or who you care for or resonate with. If you're looking for work, this is a month to start demonstrating what you do to the people that you want or need to impress. Do the diligent work, reach out on LinkedIn, hit people up from recruitment agencies, get on the front foot being proactive. If you do that this month, you might find that you impress the right people, you find that you're at least in the right way, or right place at the right time. All right, so best steps this month. Be the caregiver, be the one who stands up and you know, fights the good fight. Be the one that says what needs to be said, that gives voice to other people, that takes responsibility when nobody else seems to want to do it. It's a month for you to stand up for what you believe in, absolutely. This can also be a month that sees your heart shining through and really humanizing you in the eyes of other people. Like I said, you're playing that more supportive role this month, and letting people see that side of you this month is going to humanize you, and it may earn you more rewards in the long run. Now, this isn't the reason to do it, but that will be the natural byproduct. Speak your mind, speak the truth, defend others, get stuck in. So your warnings for this month that you might need to be aware of, this energy can create a bit of martyrdom. So, you know, you could find that you're more prone to, well, I'll just suffer then. Or, do you know what I mean? You might be a little bit kind of in that space. Try not to go into that. Be sure that you don't allow yourself to become a put upon person. Most life path ones tend to have Teflon coated stuff, so you should be all right. This energy might create a cynicism and see you even becoming a bit of a homebody tyrant. So if you live with other people, remember that there are other people in the space, all right? Be kind. Now, for your new moon message, you have the Gate 63 and Doubt. So that Virgo new moon, I've got to be honest with you, this Virgo new moon is quite heavy. I think it's going to be quite interesting in a lot of ways. Sorry, I just heard something. I was like, what the hell is that? And it's going to be quite interesting. And what this Virgo new moon is highlighting to you is maybe where you don't believe in yourself as much as you could, or maybe where you know, you're wanting to start something but you're totally unsure about whether it is the right thing to do or not. Really, with 5 energy, you just have to get stuck in. 5 energy is kind of like you get the IKEA flat pack and you don't bother looking at the instructions. You just look at it and say, right, what's the most logical way? What does my body tell me that it wants to do about the way that it wants to build this? That is 5 energy in a nutshell. So your full moon message is the Gate 23 and Assimilate, right? So 2 and 3 gives you 5, right? So this is a 5 month, and this card is really about finding a way to build your dreams. So this full moon that's going to be taking place in the sign of Pisces, this is the bookend to whatever started for you around that new moon, that beautiful, powerful, powerful and productive energy of that new moon in March of 2021. It was a gorgeous new moon. So whatever intentions and stuff you set around then, this could be the moment at which you realize a big personal dream in some regard. And it's likely to be something so big, so beautiful that you can share it with the people that you love. I'm absolutely in love with that. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.